What's up, guys? Welcome back. In this video we're looking at the hardest button to button by the White Stripes, and so we're going to break it down into 3 sections, and I think each of them are varying levels of difficulty, so it might make sense to tackle the easiest one, but then depends on what you're looking to get out of it necessarily. So let's go ahead and look at the first section with the picking. So it's just a little arpeggio. The chords are pretty much the same all the way through, and we'll go through each of those and where the variations are. But the first thing I'll point out about this picking pattern is we're going to pick it down, down, up, down. Every time. Down, down, up, down. I think you'll find that that's the easiest way to do it, and if you haven't been doing alternate picking or you haven't learned that yet, it's a great opportunity to apply it. Every situation on guitar is going to be different depending on where you're going or what chord shape you're playing or the order that you're picking the strings. So devising a specific plan for what it is that you're doing is always a good idea. Don't just do what you've always done, especially if that thing is all down picking. You definitely want to avoid that. So if this feels a little weird, just give it time, small movements, down, down, up, down. Use a lot of finger and wrist motion for that, not a lot of elbow action, because that's just going to move you too much. So for that first section, the little arpeggio section, the chords are A5, which is open string 5, and then the second fret of strings 4 and 3 I'm pressing down with my first finger, and that's the only chord that's different as far as the shape on the guitar. Everything else just follows a basic power chord pattern. We have C5 that follows that, so I'm on frets 3, 5, and 5, and that's on the same string set, 5, 4, 3. And then we have a B5, which is that exact same shape, shifted down 1 half step or 1 fret. And then the last chord of the entire sequence is D5, which is the same shape, power chord shape, at frets 5 and 7. So if we go all the way through that, remember, down, down, up, down, string 5, 3, 4, 5. That's the same all the way through. 5, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be A5, C5, A5 again, C5 again, A5, C5, B5, D5, and then that just repeats. So it's A to C 3 times, and then B5 and D5. The other 2 sections are almost exactly the same, except instead of B5 to D5, it goes B5 down to B flat 5, which is on frets 1 and 3, same power chord shape. So just remember that there's only one chord variation in the entire chord sequence as far as the individual sections are concerned. So the second section with one of the strum patterns has the B flat 5 at the end, and then the last section with all the down strums ends with a B flat 5 as well. So the second section with the strum pattern, it's down, down, up, down, up, and then I'm putting a little rest in there with the heel of my hand, or I'm just touching the strings very lightly to get a mute in there. So that's going to go down, down, rest, up, down, down, rest, up, down, up. And it's good to say that out loud and be very deliberate with your actions, so you can start to get the muscle memory, and then you pick it up very quickly. So all the way through that, down, down, up, down, up. So A5, C5, A5 to C5 again, and again. flat 5, and then that leads straight into the last section, which I think you'll find this to be the easiest. It's just 4 down strokes, and then you rest. So it's 1 and 2 and then you rest for 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all down strokes. So that's going to follow the exact same chord pattern. A5, C5, A5, C5, A5, C5, B5, B flat 5, and then it all just starts cycling all over again. So that's pretty much it. When it leads back into the next verse, you'll just hear this. It's just a muted A bass note. So you can use a little palm mute here, just kind of have contact with the 5th string with the heel of your hand, and then just pick that muted. That's really all that is if you want to add that in. But I recommend getting the chord transition down, A5 to C5 in particular, and just remember to use as small of motions as possible. Really choreograph that, right? Watch your fingers move. Make sure your fingers aren't flying off the handle here and going crazy. You know, you have to negotiate how much pressure you're going to put on the strings with your fingers. So especially if you're playing on an electric guitar, you really don't need that much pressure, right? So if you can get the strings to sound out, stay close behind the fretbar there, you should be fine. You don't have to mash the strings down, and that's going to help those other fingers that you're not utilizing in the moment relax, and then when they do get called up, you know, to fall on the fretboard, it's a lot easier to access them. I can't think of anything else. Just take each one of those slowly. So get your chord transitions down, and I would say maybe start with that last section with the down strums, because that usually is the easiest for folks to get down, and then practice that picking pattern alone, down, down, up, down, and just try and speed that up little by little. And because once you have the chord transitions, then it's all the work of the right hand, right, and understanding the timing of the rhythm. And always listen to the song to get that, right? And you can always slow it down. Alrighty guys, that's it. Have fun. See you next time. Thanks.